Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video, and for some of you guys, it might be the first time you've seen my face because I haven't done like a video like this, I wouldn't say for an extremely long period of time, but for a decent portion, just because there's been issues like with filming setup and just my camera in general, mainly the memory card. I had to get a new memory card and stuff like that, and I was sort of lazy in regards to getting around to do it because I don't use the camera as often as some other YouTubers might, because I don't really feel like my videos need to be need the camera to be included, if you know what I mean. But obviously this is my 100k Q&A video, and the first thing I guess I have to say before we get into the actual questions and my answers is thank you for 100,000 subscribers. It's obviously a massive achievement on YouTube. You could probably say 1k, 10k, then 100k, and then obviously a million, then 10 million, I guess, are like the milestones on YouTube. They're the ones you're proudest of. Like, especially when you reach that first 1,000 subscribers, might I say, it really motivates you, and then 10,000, it even motivates you even more, and it really tries to push you towards that 100,000 subscriber milestone. And we reached it fairly quick, I would like to say, in comparison to maybe some other channels. And like even just reaching from like 80,000 to 100,000, we reached that pretty quick. And I have to thank everyone that watches my videos, likes them, leaves comments, just shares the video, just, you know, just watches the channel in general, just supports it in that manner, because you might not think that just watching a video might help it, but it really does. It really helps when you do watch the videos. Now, I only do have 11 questions to answer, and you might think that's little, but there actually was a lot of questions, but a lot of the questions are going to be answered because a lot of people asked the same sort of question, or like roughly the same question, so I might include it within another question, if you know what I mean. So even though there's a short amount of questions, there's going to be a lot of questions answered because a lot of people ask the same question, if you know what I mean. But one quick thing I want to mention before we get into the questions and my answers, obviously, is some dudes I would like to shout out. So you could go check out their channels. So I've got two people here, and I think they are channels that deserve that sort of just punch in the gut to boost them up, if that makes sense. You know, just that boost to their channel. I think, yeah, both of them are under 10,000 subscribers. And I think if any of you would go over and support, it'd be awesome. Even though I only think, as I said, I think only maybe like 5,000 people watch this video. I'd be happy if that happened. It would be awesome if some of you went over and just, you know, gave them some love on their channel. So the first guy is Boba Talks, like Boba Fett. But his Twitter handle is Boba Vol. I don't know what the Vol means, but yeah, Boba Vol. He does basically similar content to mine, like the trailer breakdowns and stuff, with the Flash and Arrow stuff at least, and like theory videos. But one thing which I think a lot of you guys might appreciate and would like to go over to his channel and check it out is his Gotham content. He does Gotham content, which I know is something that a lot of you guys want me to do. And personally, I've watched the show. I am caught up. Yeah, it's because they've gone on this stupid break. So I am caught up with Gotham, but it's not like I jump at it and I really want to watch it and stuff like that. And it comes out the same day as Supergirl. And I would say Gotham's probably more... it's probably better than Supergirl. I think it's a bit inconsistent. I think Supergirl's a bit more consistent. But I do Supergirl because it's in the same universe as Flash, Arrow, and Legends. So yeah, that makes sense why I do it. But he does really good Gotham content. It really did help his channel out early in the year, from what I noticed at least. And he has been doing some Flash and Arrow stuff while Gotham's on. As I said, that ridiculous break they're on. I'm not too sure when Gotham's back, but he does good Gotham content. I've watched some of it, so if you are interested in seeing that Gotham content, which you have sort of been hounding me about, I do approve going over to this dude and checking out his Gotham content, as well as the rest of his content on his channel as well, because it's pretty top notch. Now, obviously, the link to his channel will be linked in the description below, along with the second guy I'm going to talk about, who is DJ Eric. His channel is Eric's Reloaded. It'll be linked in the description. You don't really need to know the channel name because it will be linked in the description below. But DJ Eric is I'd say controversial because he does really give his hard-ass opinions on the show, which I think is permitted. Like, I sometimes do if it's necessary, but I do give the shows a break. But I do think DJ Eric provides like a different scope on the show, and I definitely recommend you go checking him out. He also does something cool with his channel, which I think I wouldn't mind doing my channel. It's just that obviously it's just time restraints, and I have videos that I like to do on the weekend. It just really doesn't work out in regards to my upload schedule, sorry. But he does something where basically he previews the shows. It's almost like, you know, smashing in like a trailer breakdown, a synopsis breakdown, any other sort of bonus video into videos before the week of shows starts. So he talks about what he's expecting from the shows in the upcoming week, and then basically when he does his actual review for that episode, he can look back on what he had said in that like preview video for the 4 shows. So it's pretty cool. Definitely go check him out. He's definitely he started doing some live streaming from what I know, and also he started to upgrade his setup. So I think it'd be pretty cool if some people went over and helped out the channel, saying that he started to improve it in regards to its setup quality, if you know what I mean. So yeah, as I said, those 2 channels will be linked in the description below. Go check them out and tell them that I sent you if you want to do that. But now let's get into the main point of this video, which is obviously the questions from you guys and the answers from me. So the first question comes from Drew G. That's the name. The comments will be coming up on the screen. And he says, what's your favorite Arrowverse show? So I guess this is like a 2-parter, because I'm going to take it in as like, what's your favorite season and what's your favorite show? Favorite show is The Flash. I think it's the most consistent of the shows. I know a lot of people are complaining about season 3, saying it sucks. I don't think a lot of people understand the point of season 3. And I think if once someone sits down and explains it to them, saying this is why this is happening and why it's playing out in this way, people will start to realize, oh, okay, it's not as bad as I am thinking it is. But I'm going to wait till the season actually ends and just see if people are still thinking that way before I go and say, oh, okay, now do you regret saying this show's crap this season? Because I don't think you properly understand it. Favorite show is The Flash, as I said, most consistent. But my favorite season is still Arrow Season 2. I don't even think Arrow Season 5 is going to beat it, because Season 2 was just so great with its flashbacks and its current day. I just think it worked out so well. Season 5, the current day, is great. Flashbacks still struggle, no matter who's involved, and they've chucked in like the Hood in the flashbacks. It's still boring a lot of the time. Even when it's sort of good, it's still like boring good, if you know what I mean. So season 2 of Arrow is my favorite season, but my favorite show is still The Flash. Like, I don't think a lot of people can forget Arrow season 4. That was a big tarnish on the season, and if anyone likes it, then okay. Question 2 comes from Zara Khan. There's some names in here which I know I'm going to butcher, and I am sorry if I do, but yeah, Zara Khan, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. And he or she goes, who was your favorite superhero since you were a child, and do you still have the same favorite superhero, or has it changed? Sorry if I like stop on words, because I'm not wearing my glasses, and I should be, but I'm not, because it reflects on it. It looks weird when I wear them on camera. Who was your favorite superhero since you were a child, and do you still have the same favorite superhero, or has it changed? Honestly, it was Flash when I was watching like the Justice League cartoons, but when I started reading comic books, it was Green Arrow, just because it was the first comic book I ever got was Green Arrow, along with Spider-Man, but I'm pretty sure it was Green Arrow, which was Quiver, written by Kevin Smith, who's directed 2 episodes of The Flash and 2 episodes of Supergirl. So that's pretty cool, and I think it'd be awesome if he finally directed an episode of Arrow, and I would not be surprised if he actually directed one next season, but I'll bring up why that might happen in another question, because there's another question here which is more relevant to that. But yeah, so Flash in like the Justice League cartoons, which was the Wally West Flash, but in regards to comic books, it's Green Arrow, even though he's technically not a superhero because he doesn't have superpowers, but people call Batman a superhero, so yeah. Question 3 comes from Cookie Dogs, okay? And he goes, or he or she goes, what inspired you to make videos about the CWDC shows? Well, a lot of you guys might know this if you've been around since, I think 10k and even 50k, because I think I mentioned it in both of my Q&As for those milestones. I actually used to have a Smallville channel, if you remember that show, Smallville, which is basically the reason that this like new Arrowverse exists. If it wasn't for Smallville and how successful that was, 9 seasons it went on for. If it wasn't as successful as that, they wouldn't have kickstarted Arrow. Like, they've even said Arrow was due to Smallville. But yeah, I used to have a Smallville channel, which basically I did the exact same stuff that I do at the moment. It was mainly trailer breakdowns, and I used to, whenever they released like cool images, I would just upload them with the music in the background. But with the trailer breakdowns, I would talk, but it was really bad. But essentially back then, which was want to say 2009, maybe 2010. YouTube was, people think YouTube's bad now. YouTube was bad back then by far, like so much worse with copyright and stuff. And essentially, I think I had the channel for maybe 3 months and it got taken down. And then I did like a FIFA channel. Some of you might remember that. That was weird, but because I liked playing FIFA, so I thought I'd upload FIFA videos, so why not? But then I just wanted to get back into it because like I had mates that watched the show, but they weren't really on the comic book side of it. They didn't really know the source material. So I wanted to like sort of talk about what I was seeing in the shows in a more comic book sense. So I thought, well, I don't really know anyone that, you know, is into the comic books and watches the shows. So why don't I upload to YouTube and get people's opinions back from that side? So that's what I started doing. Started off slow and then I started getting more into it. I was doing like a vast array of videos, and then I really just stuck down on doing the DC stuff, which did actually include Gotham, but I stopped Gotham like pretty quickly into season 2. Not because I wasn't enjoying it, just because I just didn't want to do the videos anymore. And I've even done some other shows and stuff like that, but now I think I've set my channel up where it is pretty, you know, I got 4 shows a week. Well, for now at least. Legends is ending for the year next, well, this coming week, and then we got that break, and then when the shows come back, there's 3. But even then, it's still good. And then we have Black Lightning coming. Who knows what else they'll do? Like, this could keep going on for like 7 years. Who knows what the hell's going on with these shows? Because once Arrow ends, they could bring in another show and everything like that. But the reason it was specifically the CWDC shows is because they were the shows I watched straight away. As soon as they were possible for me to watch, I would watch them. I think they're the most fun to talk about. They're the most Easter eggy, like more like faithful to the comics, if you want to call them that. They're just really fun to watch and talk about. So yeah, that's why I do them. The next question comes from Jason Pizzle, and he says, thoughts on the Justice League trailer and the DCEU or the DC Extended Universe or the DC Cinematic Universe going forward. Justice League trailer, awesome. I watched it. I think it came out like, I think I fell asleep and then just woke up in the middle of the night, and I think I'd left my computer on, and I just like went to turn it off, and like I reloaded Twitter and the Justice League trailer popped up. So I actually watched that. I'd woken up in the middle of the night and that had just come out. It was like some sort of like sign from God, just like watch it. But then yeah, so I watched that like 2 times, went to bed, woke up, watched another 2 or 3 times. I really enjoyed that trailer. I think the people criticizing it, I think just whinging for the sake of whinging, because I think it's an amazing trailer and I cannot wait for that movie. In regards to the DCU as a whole, I've liked Man of Steel, I've really liked Batman v Superman, and I liked Suicide Squad. You can have your opinion on them, that's fine. People can have opinions on things. Why do you think they keep making Transformers movies and Fast and Furious movies and stuff like that? It's because people like them. People can like stuff. If things were crap, they would stop making them. But how many, you know, Fast and the Furious movies and whatever Transformers movies and stuff have they made? Ridiculous amounts, and they'll still make them when people are going, and they'll keep making them, sorry, if people keep going and seeing them and saying that they like them. You know, it just happens. But I think it's fine. The only thing I'm really worried about is the Flash thing. The fact that they haven't been able to get a director. I have heard they're really close to getting someone to at least be like an overseer on it. Maybe not 100% be like signed on to direct. I have heard like Jordan Peele, is that his name? The guy from Key and Peele, that he's interested in it, or like Warner Brothers is interested in getting him. That'd be pretty cool, because it'd be pretty cool. I think he'd do a decent job with it, and it'd be just very interesting to see what he would do with it. But I think it's fine, like until like something goes disastrously wrong where like they actually cancel a movie from happening. I think that's the point to worry, but they haven't cancelled any movies. There's movies still there. They keep announcing movies, so they obviously have no plans to ditch it. So everyone, calm down about it. The next question comes from Hunter Zolmon, or Zoom himself, and he says, advice for someone looking to start a channel up like yours. Just be consistent with it. Like, don't upload a video, then not upload for 3 weeks, then upload 4 videos at once, and then not upload for a month. Be consistent with it, because consistency is the key. That's like a saying with like a lot of things, but with YouTube it is a big thing. Consistency is a key. Make sure you have like a consistent upload schedule. If you know you can't upload daily, don't upload 3 videos like in a row, like one video a day, one video a day, one video a day, and then take a week's break and then do the exact same. Save those videos and do like one video every 3 days. So, you know, it's a consistent schedule. People know when you're going to upload, and you're uploading on a consistent schedule. You're not taking a week or two break every now and then randomly. Enjoy what you're doing. That's a big thing. I guess know what you're doing for the most part in regards to your source content, especially if you're doing your channel like mine. At least know what you're talking about. Like, don't just make a video randomly without planning it out. Planning like dot points on a piece of paper, even if you have to write the full script out. So you read it word by word, which I do sometimes, especially with theory videos if something's getting very, very detailed. Like, I'll show you, I have my thing here, like, there's an example right there. Like, that part is full on script because I needed to read it word for word because it involved a quote and something else. So I needed to do that. I couldn't just read it off a dot point because I would have got stuff wrong. I needed to read the quote. So yeah, do stuff like that. I guess the big thing is try and make it your own style. Like, I know people will accuse me, oh my God, he's calling people out. He's calling people out, this dude. But I'm not, because I know, and I don't mind it necessarily because it in turn helps my channel. Like, it's probably helped my channel grow to where it is at the moment. But I know a lot of people do copy the way I title my videos and the way that I design my thumbnails. I'm not criticizing people because it actually, in turn, as I said, grows my channel, but it can stop the person that's doing that. Like, it helps my channel out, but it might not help the people who's actually doing that, like copying the stuff or taking inspiration from what I'm doing, because they're just seeing they're just seeing you as maybe just a copy of the person you're copying off or taking inspiration from, if you know what I mean. So even though it might take like a month or two for your style to take effect, if you brand all your stuff in a different way that's very different from other people that do the same kind of content, it might take a month or two for you to stand out from the crowd, and then you start building more subscribers and stuff like that. But it's worth it, in my opinion. That's what I did. And yeah, it took a month, but then like everyone knew that what my videos look like when they got uploaded, and they're like, okay, that's a Pagey video, that's a Pagey video, and people knew it straight away without having to see the name down the bottom. People knew that they were my videos. So that's one thing, but you need to build your channel up in some way before that. Like, I think I started doing that at maybe like 2,000, 2,500 subscribers, I want to say, like that. It's really hard for me to tell at this moment because I really didn't look back. But yeah, it was at some point like that. So that's probably the best advice I can give you, sorry. Be consistent, enjoy what you're doing, at least know what you're doing for the most part, for like, you know, the majority of the stuff you're talking about, and try and be like original and like brand your channel in a very unique way. Like, technically my stuff isn't unique now because people use it, and I don't really mind if people use it. I'm not calling people out. Like, if I was calling people out, I would call people out right now. But yeah, just try and stick out from the crowd. That's probably the best way to put it. Oh, the next question actually comes from Zoom's opponent, who is Barry Allen, and he goes, what do you think about Arrow Season 6? Now, this isn't a typo, like, oh, what do I think about Arrow Season 5? He's obviously asking about Season 6, because Season 6 of Arrow is coming out next season, obviously. It's got renewed. And I think it's pretty obvious what they're doing now after that Prometheus episode, or that episode of Arrow, sorry, where Prometheus tortures Oliver and makes Oliver reveal that secret. They're obviously going for a rebirth, and it's even more obvious now by the fact that Oliver isn't wearing his Green Arrow suit. So they're obviously going to do something either in the last 2 episodes of this season where that starts the rebirth or reboot, if you want to call it that. And then that leads into Season 6, where I do think we're going to get probably the most faithful season in regards to Arrow to the Green Arrow comics. And as I said earlier with how that Quiver comic is from Kevin Smith, how he's directed Flash and Supergirl, and it'd be cool to see him direct Arrow. This would be the closest chance we could get to Kevin Smith directing an episode of Arrow, because he understands the character, and I think Season 6 will be very much like the Green Arrow, just not necessarily as faithful, but a bit more lighthearted, just because he's come to a realization of what he was doing in Seasons 1 and 2, and Prometheus has broken him down, so he's going to have to rebuild or rebirth himself into a different kind of vigilante or savior of Star City, and I'm very much looking forward to it, especially with Black Siren being involved. I'm very interested to see what they do there, but we're just going to have to wait and see what they do, especially towards the end of this season of Arrow, because I think that's really going to give us some hints as to what they're going to do with the season. The next question comes from Andre Lavrouk. I think that I pronounced that correctly, and he goes, do you support any football teams? Seeing I'm in Australia, there's like different codes of football. So the code of football that I actually support is called Rugby League. You might know Rugby Union. Rugby League's popular in probably England or the UK, Australia, and then New Zealand. Like those are the main three countries that it is played in. I'll show you a clip now. I was actually at this game. This is probably one of the best tries they score. Like when you score a touchdown, it's called a try. This is probably one of the best tries I've ever seen in real life or on TV, and I was actually at this stadium watching. So I'll quickly play now just so you get an understanding of what the game is like.
For Alex Glenn, just running off the... Here's a little chip from Benny Barber, tidied up beautifully by Inglis, and he gets around 1, 2, 3, 4, Greg Inglis, and he's still going. This mighty fullback for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Will he go the distance? Greg Inglis at Suncorp Stadium. Yes, he will. What a try. Greg Inglis, you superstar.
But yeah, that's my team that actually scored that try. We're actually owned by Russell Crowe, so the guy that played Jor-El in Man of Steel, so that's pretty cool. But and then I also support football or soccer. I do support the Arsenal team. In shambles at the moment, but yeah, we'll move on from that. The next question comes from Dat Piggy Wiggy. Okay, and he goes, I've already answered the first part of his question, but I'll answer his second part. And it goes, he asked, sorry, can you do reactions? Personally, like people ask me to do like the reactions to the episodes, and honestly, I think that would just be a waste of my time and your time because I don't overreact. I'm not a very reactionary person in regards to like going, oh my god, like you see in a lot of thumbnails for YouTube reactions. That's not me. I might watch and I'll smile and stuff like that, and I might go like, oh crap, but I'm not like freaking out, like flipping my chair up in the air, throwing rocks through my windows. I'm not like that. So reactions would be a waste of time. Trailer reactions, I've sometimes considered, but trailers come out at like 1 a.m. Australian time. Like the only time they come out a bit earlier is when they're on like the Jimmy Kimmel show. Like that's the only time. So they come out about like 3 o'clock in the afternoon Australian time then. But even then, that's pretty rare. And they're usually like the second or third trailer. They're not like the first official trailer and stuff like that. So maybe in the future, if like I don't have another video planned, then maybe a trailer reaction for a trailer, but no episode reactions unless it's like a special thing. But I'll let you guys know in advance and get your opinions whether you'd want that if I was ever going to do an episode reaction, just because I want to see how many people would actually want to see it. Oh god, I've had my legs crossed for like 5 minutes and now my left foot's gone to sleep. This hurts. Okay, question 9 comes from Dut Awesome, and he goes, are you a woman? No, okay, I'm not a woman. I am in fact a man. Okay, next question. The next question comes from Shadow Phoenix, and they say, do you watch Riverdale? Who is your favourite character? I do watch Riverdale. My favourite character would have to be... It's funnily enough, like the main character is Archie, but he's not really the main character. Like I don't think he's actually that good of a character. They actually are sort of struggling with his character, to be completely honest. I think Jughead's pretty interesting. I think he's probably the most interesting character in regards to what they're doing with him this season, because I think he's the most mysterious. But I do like Betty. I think she's funny, and just like her family dramas and stuff like that. So yeah, Riverdale's good. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it, especially with this 4-week break of the other shows. It's definitely a show to be it's worth catching up on. And the final question comes from the Real Harambe, what an honor, and he goes, how many seasons do you think each show will go on for? So Arrow, Flash, Legends, and Supergirl. I think Flash will get to like 7, depending on what happens with their storylines and stuff like that. Because even though Flash has a lot of villains, it doesn't have a lot of villains that are big bad worthy, if you know what I mean. So like a Zoom, a Reverse Flash, a Savitar, whatever they do next season. So it really depends around that, as well as the actors on the show, whether they want to move on. Like if Grant Gustin, because he's getting very popular off the show and he's still young, like he's still under 30, if he gets picked for movie roles and stuff, he might be tempted to leave The Flash after his contract ends. He's probably the only one, like only cast member that's probably a threat of leaving. I don't think anyone else on the show, like no offense to them, would be like a target for Hollywood, if you know what I mean. Like, I think Grant Gustin's probably the only one on there. In regards to Legends and Super... Oh, actually, I'll chuck Legends and Supergirl on the same sort of boat. they're very expensive to make. Those two are the most expensive shows to make. I think Legends is at the top, just pipping Supergirl. So it's Legends is hard because it's got a big cast as well. Like, they've got season 3, but I think even in season 3 they might, you know, try and tie it up, because how long could these characters go around flying through time and stuff like that? They might wrap it up sooner rather than later. They might get a season 4, but I wouldn't be surprised if next season is their last one, and they maybe set up a spin-off with some of the characters, or introduce some characters in season 3, and that's what spins those new characters off from season 3 into a new series, which would start the next season. Supergirl's probably in a similar boat to Arrow and Flash, but it does need to keep ratings just due to its high budget. If it drops ratings, it might lose some of its budget, and it might look a bit worse than it is currently. But I think, like, I would be surprised if Supergirl didn't reach like a season 4 or 5. I'd be very surprised if that didn't happen. And with Arrow, it's got season 6, obviously. I'd be surprised if it didn't get a season 7, but their contracts run up. The shows, there's a big misunderstanding. The shows don't get 7-year contracts, the actors do. So the main cast gets 7-year contracts. And like, if the show's got 7-year contracts, like, they wouldn't have to be renewed every season. You know what I mean? The actors have the 7-year contracts, so it really depends as well, like, what happens at the end of season 7, whether they want to continue. I know Stephen Amell has said he'd keep doing Arrow as long as they keep wanting to making the show, but those are words. It's not like him signing a statement saying, I'll keep playing Oliver Queen until the show properly ends or it's cancelled. It's just words, so we don't know if that actually happened. Like, if he got offered to be the new James Bond, I'm pretty sure he would bail on Arrow pretty quick to be the next James Bond once his contract had ended, or, you know, whatever role, or if he wanted to be like the new Captain America or something, he'd bail at the end of the 7-year contract, I'm pretty sure, just because it's a bigger role. But thanks for watching, guys. That's the end of the questions. I know there technically wasn't a lot, but the video's gone for a pretty extended amount of time. So once again, thank you for 100,000 subscribers. I probably will do another Q&A just really centered around big questions around the shows in regards to what's happening in them in like 2 weeks time, but I'll mention in a video within those 2 weeks for you guys to leave questions. I've done it before, so I'll do it again, just to, you know, touch base, if you know what I mean, in regards to my opinions on what's happening, so you guys can get involved before the shows come back after their break. But yeah, thanks 100k. Make sure to go check out Boba Vol or Boba Talks and DJ Erica. Will leave their links to their channels in the description below. But yeah, until the next video, guys, I'll catch you later. Goodbye.